The heartbreaking truth behind Dennis Weaver's exit from Gunsmoke reveals a story few fans know. The personal and creative struggles that led one of television's most beloved sidekicks to walk away from the show. Dennis Weaver wasn't just leaving a role. He was making a difficult choice to reclaim his identity and career. What seemed like a simple exit carried a deeper, more emotional story that changed his life and the show forever. For nearly a decade, Dennis Weaver graced television screens as Chester Goode, the affable deputy in Gunsmoke. His sudden departure from the show left fans puzzled and yearning for answers. Chester wasn't just a sidekick. He was a cornerstone of the series, providing both comic relief and heartfelt moments. So, what led to his unexpected exit? Weaver's portrayal of Chester was marked by a distinctive limp, a character trait he introduced to add depth and realism. This physical nuance became so convincing that viewers often questioned whether Weaver himself had a disability. The limp, while effective on screen, demanded a significant physical commitment from Weaver, affecting his gait even off-camera. Beyond the physical toll, Weaver faced creative stagnation. After 9 seasons, he felt he had explored all facets of Chester's character. The role that once offered a canvas for his acting prowess began to feel limiting. Weaver yearned for new challenges, roles that would allow him to showcase his versatility and avoid being typecast. The decision to leave a successful show was fraught with risk. In an era where actors often became synonymous with their television personas, stepping away could mean fading into obscurity. However, Weaver was willing to take that gamble, prioritizing artistic growth over guaranteed visibility. His departure wasn't just a career move. It was a statement about the importance of creative fulfillment. Weaver's choice highlighted the challenges actors face in balancing audience expectations with personal aspirations. It also underscored the often overlooked physical demands of embodying a character, especially one with such a distinctive physical trait. Next up, we'll delve deeper into the origins of Chester's limp, the physical and emotional challenges Weaver faced, and how his departure impacted both his career and the legacy of Gunsmoke. Stay tuned as we unravel the layers behind this significant moment in television history. From the moment Chester Goode appeared on Gunsmoke, viewers were drawn to one unmistakable trait: his limp. It wasn't just a casual character detail. It became a defining part of Chester's identity. What many don't realize is that this limp wasn't scripted from the start. Dennis Weaver himself created it, a choice born from a desire to add dimension to a relatively straightforward role. Weaver understood that Gunsmoke already had plenty of tough, rugged characters. To stand out and bring something fresh, he introduced the limp during his audition. The idea was simple but effective. It hinted at a past injury, a history unseen but deeply felt. This subtle imperfection made Chester feel more real, more human, someone shaped by experiences and struggles beyond the spotlight. But what began as a clever character trait soon became a double-edged sword. Wearing that limp wasn't just about acting, it was physically demanding. Weaver had to hold his legs stiffly and limp consistently, day after day on set. The strain didn't just disappear when the cameras stopped rolling. He later revealed that he would catch himself limping off camera, an involuntary carryover that surprised even him. The limp's physical toll grew heavier over time, causing discomfort and even pain. Yet, Weaver didn't initially see it as a burden. It was part of his craft, part of the role that had brought him fame. But as seasons passed, the once fresh creative choice began to feel like a chain, locking him into a repetitive pattern. This physical and emotional weight added complexity to Weaver's experience on Gunsmoke. It wasn't just a character quirk anymore. It was a constant reminder of the role's limitations and his growing desire for something new. Despite the discomfort, Weaver's limp remains iconic, forever tied to Chester's character and to his own legacy as an actor willing to take creative risks. And while this limp helped define Chester, it also foreshadowed the deeper struggles Weaver would face, ones that went beyond the physical and into the realm of career choices and personal fulfillment. What came next would challenge him in ways no limp ever could. Next, we'll explore how the creative stagnation behind the scenes fueled Weaver's decision to walk away from Gunsmoke, setting the stage for a new chapter in his life and career. But the story of Chester's departure holds even more surprises than you might expect. For 9 long seasons, Dennis Weaver breathed life into Chester Goode, making the character a beloved fixture of Gunsmoke. But beneath the warm smiles and familiar limp, Weaver was wrestling with something few viewers ever saw: a deep sense of creative stagnation. The role that once felt full of promise slowly turned into a cage, trapping him in repetition. Early on, playing Chester was exciting. He was more than just a sidekick. He was a multi-dimensional character with quirks and vulnerabilities. The limp, the soft-spoken charm, the humor, all combined to make Chester stand out in a cast full of strong personalities. Yet, as the seasons rolled on, the script stopped challenging Weaver in new ways. Episodes began to recycle the same storylines and character beats. Chester was often the comic relief or the loyal deputy, but rarely did he get moments that revealed new layers or pushed him to explore different emotions. For an actor with a hunger to grow and stretch, this repetition started to feel suffocating. Weaver was candid about how the role began to feel monotonous. It wasn't just about the character. It was about his own artistic fulfillment. He wanted roles that demanded more, roles that would surprise him, test his limits, and allow him to show audiences the full range of his talent. Chester, despite his popularity, wasn't that role anymore. The problem was more than creative boredom. It was the fear of being trapped forever in one persona. Hollywood had a reputation for typecasting actors who played long-running TV roles. Dennis knew too, that staying in this comfort zone could stunt his career and limit future opportunities. So, as his dissatisfaction grew, Weaver started to think seriously about leaving Gunsmoke. This was no small decision. The show was a ratings giant, and his character was beloved by millions. Walking away meant risking everything: fame, steady work, and financial security. But for Weaver, the risk was worth it. He chose to prioritize his artistic growth over comfort and security. His departure was an act of courage, a leap into uncertainty driven by a desire to avoid becoming just another actor forever stuck playing the same role. This struggle between comfort and challenge is a story many actors face but few share openly. Weaver's choice to leave Gunsmoke was as much about reclaiming his identity as it was about career strategy. It set the stage for a new chapter filled with fresh challenges and opportunities, one that would redefine him in ways Chester Goode never could. Coming up, we'll dig into the fear of typecasting that haunted Weaver's decision, revealing how the desire to break free shaped his path forward, and the risks he took to avoid becoming trapped in a single role forever. Stay with me. This story only gets more intense. When an actor becomes synonymous with a single character, it's both a blessing and a curse. For Dennis Weaver, playing Chester Goode brought fame and recognition, but it also cast a long shadow that threatened to engulf his entire career. The fear of typecasting wasn't just a vague concern. It was a very real, pressing issue that influenced his decision to leave Gunsmoke. Typecasting happens when casting directors and audiences only see an actor as that one character. It limits the variety of roles offered and boxes an actor into a single identity. For Weaver, this was a looming threat. Chester was beloved and memorable, but the risk was that he would forever be Chester in the public's eyes, no matter what new roles he pursued. This fear weighed heavily on Weaver. He knew the stories of actors who had stayed too long in popular roles, only to find themselves struggling to land parts afterward. The comfort of steady work on Gunsmoke was tempting, but the possibility of being locked into Chester's persona was terrifying. Leaving a hit show to avoid typecasting was a gamble. It meant stepping into the unknown without any guarantees. Weaver understood that if he left, he'd need to prove himself all over again. But he believed that his talent and determination could break the mold. This fear also pushed Weaver to be proactive in seeking diverse roles after Gunsmoke. He wasn't content to fade away or be forgotten. Instead, he aimed to demonstrate his range, taking on parts that were drastically different from Chester. It was a bold strategy to reshape his image and avoid being pigeonholed. Weaver's story is a powerful reminder of the hidden struggles actors face behind the scenes. Fame can be a double-edged sword, offering visibility, but also risking invisibility in any role but the one that made them famous. His willingness to walk away shows a rare courage, a commitment to growth over comfort. Up next, we'll explore what Dennis Weaver's career looked like after Gunsmoke, and how his gamble paid off in unexpected ways. The next chapter of his story is full of surprises that many fans don't realize. Stay tuned. Leaving Gunsmoke was just the beginning of Dennis Weaver's journey, a leap into the unknown that few actors would dare to take. But Weaver didn't just walk away. He set out to reinvent himself. What followed was a period of experimentation, new roles, and both setbacks and triumphs. Weaver's first major project after Gunsmoke was Kentucky Jones, a sitcom that diverged sharply from his Western roots. The show, about a veterinarian raising his children after his wife's death, gave Weaver a chance to showcase a lighter, more comedic side. While it lasted only one season, It marked an important step in breaking free from the shadow of Chester Goode. Though Kentucky Jones didn't become a long-term success, Weaver's real breakthrough came with McCloud, a series that redefined his career. Playing Deputy Marshal Sam McCloud, Weaver stepped into a role that was rugged but modern, mixing action with humor and charm. This character wasn't a deputy stuck in the Old West, but a man navigating crime in 1970s New York, blending small-town grit with big-city savvy. McCloud was a hit, running for 7 seasons and earning Weaver a Golden Globe Award. This success wasn't just about the show itself, it was proof that Weaver's gamble had paid off. He wasn't just Chester anymore. He was a versatile actor capable of leading a major series and captivating audiences anew. Beyond television, Weaver also pursued film and stage roles, constantly pushing himself to explore different characters and genres. This period revealed his commitment to growth and versatility, qualities that many actors struggle to maintain once they've tasted stardom. However, the transition wasn't without challenges. Weaver had to work hard to shed the audience's strong association with Chester. Sometimes, fans and industry insiders found it hard to separate the man from the character. But Weaver's persistence and talent ultimately won out. This chapter of Weaver's life shows how an actor can survive and even thrive after leaving a defining role. His story is about reinvention, resilience, and refusing to be boxed in by past success. Coming up, we'll look at the legacy Dennis Weaver left behind, both as Chester and as an actor who dared to change his path against all odds. What made his journey so impactful? Stick around to find out. Dennis Weaver's departure from Gunsmoke wasn't just the end of an era. It marked the beginning of a legacy that would influence television and acting for decades to come. While many remember him as Chester Goode, his impact goes far beyond that iconic limp and friendly smile. Weaver's legacy is rooted in his courage to challenge the status quo. In an industry that often rewards staying safe, he chose to take risks, stepping away from a secure role to chase artistic growth. This bold move set an example for countless actors who later faced similar crossroads between comfort and creative fulfillment. His portrayal of Chester Goode helped shape the archetype of the loyal sidekick in westerns, a character who is more than comic relief or background support, but a vital part of the story's heart. Chester was vulnerable, quirky, and genuine, qualities that made him relatable to audiences and added emotional depth to the rugged world of Gunsmoke. But perhaps more importantly, Weaver's career after Gunsmoke demonstrated his versatility. From lighthearted sitcoms to gritty crime dramas like McCloud, he proved that an actor could reinvent themselves and succeed on their own terms. His ability to navigate different genres and roles expanded what was possible for TV actors in the 60s and 70s. Beyond his on-screen work, Weaver also became known for his environmental activism and humanitarian efforts, adding layers to his public persona that extended well beyond entertainment. His commitment to causes he believed in showed a dedication to making a difference that transcended acting. In many ways, Weaver's story is a reminder that a career isn't defined by a single role, no matter how beloved. It's shaped by choices, risks, and the willingness to grow. His journey from Chester Goode to a respected and multifaceted actor is a testament to that truth. Next, we'll take a closer look at the personal challenges Weaver faced during this transition, struggles that often go unseen but deeply influence an artist's path. The full picture of Weaver's story includes not just professional milestones, but also the human side of change. Behind the fame and the iconic roles, Dennis Weaver faced personal challenges that often remained out of the public eye. Leaving Gunsmoke was not just a professional decision, it was intertwined with emotional and psychological hurdles that shaped his journey. The pressure of stepping away from a well-established character can be immense. Weaver grappled with uncertainty about his future, wondering if audiences and producers would accept him in new roles. This fear of rejection is something many actors endure, but few openly discuss. For Weaver, it was a test of resilience and belief in himself. Moreover, the physical toll of maintaining Chester's limp had lasting effects. Beyond the discomfort during filming, Weaver had to break the habit of limping off-screen, a reminder of how deeply acting can impact the body and mind. This blending of role and reality blurred lines, making it harder for Weaver to separate himself from the character he portrayed for nearly a decade. On top of these challenges, the entertainment industry of the time wasn't always supportive of actors seeking to break free from typecasting. Weaver often faced skepticism and had to prove his versatility repeatedly. The transition demanded patience and persistence, qualities Weaver showed in abundance. Yet, through these struggles, Weaver's determination never waned. He embraced new opportunities, pushing himself to grow and evolve. This internal battle between comfort and risk, identity and reinvention, is at the heart of his story. Understanding these personal struggles adds depth to Weaver's legacy. It reminds us that behind every career milestone are human emotions, doubts, and courage. His story isn't just about a character on TV. It's about the man who dared to step into the unknown, facing his fears head-on. Next, we'll explore some of the lesser-known controversies and rumors that swirled around Weaver during his career, elements that often fueled public fascination but rarely tell the full story. The truth behind the headlines might surprise you. No long-standing career in Hollywood is without its share of rumors and controversies, and Dennis Weaver's journey was no exception. While he mostly maintained a professional image, whispers and speculations occasionally surfaced, adding layers of intrigue to his public persona. Understanding these moments gives us a fuller picture of the pressures and complexities Weaver faced behind the scenes. One persistent rumor involved disagreements on set during the later seasons of Gunsmoke. Some insiders hinted at creative clashes between Weaver and the producers, suggesting that his desire to expand beyond Chester's limited role led to tension. While these disputes were never publicly confirmed, they fed speculation about whether these behind-the-scenes dynamics influenced his decision to leave. Another point of speculation revolved around Weaver's departure timing. Fans and media questioned if there was a specific incident that pushed him to walk away, or if it was purely a personal choice driven by artistic frustration. Over the years, Weaver clarified that it was a thoughtful, gradual decision, rooted in his need for new challenges rather than any single event. Beyond Gunsmoke, rumors occasionally touched on Weaver's personal life, as is common with public figures. These included vague hints of struggles balancing work and family, as well as the emotional toll of transitioning roles. Yet, Weaver was known to handle these challenges privately, avoiding scandal and focusing on his craft. Interestingly, some of the most persistent rumors were about the physical toll of his limp. While many speculated whether the limp was based on an actual injury, Weaver maintained it was a creative choice, not a reflection of any lasting physical ailment. This blend of fact and fiction around his signature trait only added to his mystique. By looking beyond the headlines and rumors, we see a man navigating the pressures of fame and career evolution with grace and determination. The controversies were often exaggerated, but they underscore the reality that changing course in Hollywood is rarely straightforward or drama-free. Coming up, we'll dive into how Weaver's departure influenced Gunsmoke itself, how the show coped without Chester, and the lasting impact on its storyline and fans. The ripple effects were bigger than most realize. Stick around. Dennis Weaver's decision to leave Gunsmoke sent shockwaves through the series. Chester Goode wasn't just any character. He was a fan favorite and a key part of the show's dynamic. His exit left a void that was felt both on screen and behind the scenes. Without Chester, Gunsmoke had to adapt quickly. The show introduced new characters to fill the deputy role, but none captured the same charm or emotional connection that Chester had. This shift changed the chemistry among the cast, subtly altering the tone and feel of the series. Longtime fans noticed the difference immediately. Chester's unique blend of humor, vulnerability, and loyalty had grounded the show's more intense moments. His absence created a gap in storytelling that was difficult to bridge. Some critics argue that the show lost some of its warmth and relatability without him. For the producers, Weaver's departure was a wake-up call about how essential supporting characters are to a show's success. It highlighted the challenge of maintaining a long-running series while managing the ambitions and needs of its stars. Interestingly, Weaver's exit also opened up space for the show to explore new storylines and characters, pushing Gunsmoke in fresh directions. While the immediate impact was challenging, it eventually led to new creative opportunities for the series. Fans' reactions ranged from sadness to understanding. Many respected Weaver's decision, recognizing the difficult choice behind walking away from such a beloved role. His departure sparked conversations about actor agency and creative fulfillment that are still relevant today. We'll wrap up by reflecting on the enduring lessons from Dennis Weaver's story, a tale of courage, reinvention, and the complex balance between fame and artistic freedom. You won't want to miss this. Dennis Weaver's journey, from the beloved sidekick Chester Goode to a versatile actor who boldly redefined his career, offers powerful lessons that resonate far beyond Hollywood. His story is about courage, the courage to walk away from comfort and security in search of something more meaningful. In an industry notorious for typecasting, Weaver's choice to leave Gunsmoke was a rare act of defiance. It wasn't just about quitting a popular show. It was about reclaiming his identity and refusing to be confined by a single role. That leap into the unknown is a reminder that true growth often demands risk. Weaver's reinvention through roles like Sam McCloud proved that change is possible, even when the odds seem stacked against you. His willingness to challenge himself creatively allowed him to break free from the shadow of Chester and build a diverse, respected career. But perhaps the most important lesson lies in the human side of his story. Behind the fame were personal struggles, physical discomfort, and emotional doubts, elements that remind us all that success is rarely straightforward. Weaver's resilience in facing these challenges shows the strength it takes to pursue artistic freedom. His legacy also highlights a broader truth about storytelling and acting. Characters become iconic not just because of the scripts, but because of the actors who breathe life into them with authenticity and risk. Weaver's limp, his warmth, and his complexity made Chester unforgettable, and then his boldness made Dennis Weaver unforgettable as well. For anyone watching or creating content today, Weaver's experience underscores the value of taking chances and the importance of staying true to oneself. It's a story that continues to inspire, proving that sometimes stepping away from what you know is the first step toward becoming who you're meant to be. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Dennis Weaver's story. The sad reason Chester Goode was written off Gunsmoke was just the beginning of an incredible journey that still echoes today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to not miss future videos. See you in the next one.